Meghan Markle's father, Thomas Markle Sr., has shared his damning verdict on her Netflix series with Love Meghan, saying that she's faking it.
The royals own me. Harry owes me. Meghan owes me. What I've been through, I should be rewarded for.
It was just so blah, there was nothing sparkling about it, nothing jumped out. It was just Meghan talking in that bland, generic voice about nothing.
The world was taken aback by Meghan Markle's attitude in her pregnancy video on Instagram, but now her father has come forward with shocking claims, revealing the truth behind it all.
He's describing Megxie as coming across as inauthentic, saying, quote, "You have to be authentic."
Many were stunned by her father's bold statement. But honestly, should we even be surprised? The world has seen Meghan Markle turn personal moments into polished PR campaigns time and time again. Whether it's a casual stroll turned into a photo op or a private milestone turned public spectacle, cameras are always rolling, and Meghan is right at the center of it all.
Is it me? Is it me, or is there nothing this woman... Is she ever going to get to the point where she literally looks in the mirror and goes, "Nobody's interested in my jam or my life. Nobody likes me. Shut the hell up"?
Critics have long accused her of lacking authenticity, of crafting an image rather than just being real. And now her own father seems to echo that exact sentiment. Take the pregnancy video, for example. What should have been a tender private moment between husband and wife was broadcast to the world in cinematic perfection. Cue the soft lighting, emotional music, and poetic narration. It was less of a life update and more of a trailer for the Meghan Markle show.
The gross disrespect to the intimacy and privacy of marriage and childbirth. There are some moments that are supposed to be between a husband and a wife only.
Naturally, the backlash was swift. People questioned why something so intimate had to be shared so publicly. And to many, the answer was simple: attention.
She had the chance to be seen as elegant, elusive, and powerful, the kind of woman people lean in to hear.
Yeah.
But instead, we've heard everything. Every grievance, every private conversation, every subtle slight turned into a headline, from Oprah to Spotify to Netflix.
Instead of drawing admiration, it only fueled more criticism. Even her father didn't hold back, suggesting that Meghan's need to control the narrative and be seen in a certain light is driving a wedge not just between her and her audience, but within her own family. What was meant to be a sweet story about Meghan's pregnancy has become yet another chapter in the ongoing Meghan versus the public drama. Honestly, this isn't the first time Meghan's dad has aired his thoughts about her in public. Meghan Markle's estranged father, Thomas Markle Sr., also spoke out before, taking a jab at her new Netflix show with Love Meghan. According to him, she's never been authentic.
Throughout her lifetime, she's always been inauthentic. Or, in his words, throughout Megxie's lifetime, she's never been authentic.
The Duchess of Sussex celebrated the launch of the series, which has already snagged a renewal for Season 2. It's even made its way into Netflix's top 10 chart. But don't count on Meghan's family to be part of that viewer count. Her father hasn't exactly been binge-watching. In a chat with the Daily Mail, he admitted, "I might sit down and watch it one day, but I'm not sure," adding that he's only caught a ton of clips so far. Thomas, who used to work in Hollywood himself as a lighting director for shows like Married with Children and General Hospital, didn't hold back when criticizing his daughter's on-screen presence. He accused Meghan of being overly rehearsed and performative. Unfortunately, Meghan has never been authentic. She has to think about everything. She's not spontaneous, he said, adding, "Everything she says is pre-planned and rehearsed. It makes me laugh because I know all her looks and expressions. Looks like even Meghan's most polished moments aren't winning over her dad. I know when she's faking it for the cameras. She's trying so hard to be perfect that she tenses up every time the camera is on her," he added. Drawing on his own experience in the industry, Thomas Sr. explained what typically makes cooking shows successful. "Cooking shows are horrendously boring unless the presenter has a passion for it," said the retired TV lighting director, who's 80 years old. "You have to be authentic to hold people's attention. When you're stuffing the turkey's butt, it has to look like you're having fun doing it. Imagine your own father calling you out publicly." It's not just embarrassing, it's a complete PR disaster. Because now, it's not just the critics or the internet troll saying it, it's your own blood confirming what the world has suspected all along.
Thomas Markle Sr., he's not just turning around and saying, look, Megs is faking it in this show. She's being inauthentic in this show. He's making a more wider, broader statement, saying that essentially throughout her lifetime she's always faked it.
And the worst part? It's about something you've spent years denying, brushing off, or spinning into something else. But when your own family starts echoing the same things the world has been saying, that hits differently. He also said, the best cooks are funny. They mess up. They're human. She just wants to be perfect. It's sad because she's trying so hard to stay in the limelight. Also in the series, the Suits alum, who now goes by Meghan Sussex, called herself a latchkey kid and opened up about her modest childhood to connect with viewers, claiming she grew up with a lot of fast food and TV tray dinners. It feels like such a different time, but that was so normal with the microwavable kids' meals, Meghan says in the series. In response, Thomas Sr. told the outlet, "We occasionally ate TV dinners. What family doesn't? But I was working 2 jobs, so money was never an issue. We would eat out at least 3 times a week and order in the rest of the time." But we all know what Meghan always does, and that is to not care about anyone. This is what she did with her father as well, this time. The Duchess didn't lose sleep over her father's criticism. Instead of clapping back, Meghan Markle chose to spotlight the love she's been getting from fans of her show with Love Meghan. Taking to Instagram, she shared videos from viewers who were busy recreating her recipes and following her tips from the cooking series. Clearly, she's focusing on the applause, not the backlash. "Love seeing how inspired you are by With Love Meghan. Keep up the beautiful work," she said. But that's not all. Remember how Meghan would often bring up her tough childhood in interviews and podcasts? Meghan Markle has always been good at getting the media's attention. Whether it's an emotional interview or a heartfelt moment on screen, she knows how to get people talking. Over the years, she shared stories about how hard her childhood was, feeling left out at school, struggling financially, and growing up with a tough life. A lot of people felt bad for her. They saw her as someone who had overcome a lot to get where she is now. But lately, that image is starting to crack. She talked about struggling in school, feeling like an outcast, and even hinted at growing up poor, as if she was constantly fighting for her life as a kid. Yeah, we've all heard those tearful sound bites. But here's the twist. Just as Meghan released her new Netflix show, With Love Meghan, her father, Thomas Markle Sr., decided to speak up, and he didn't hold back. He said that all the stories Meghan told about her difficult childhood just aren't true. In fact, he claimed that he worked 2 jobs to support her and that money was never really a problem. That's a very different picture from the one Meghan has shared with the world. So now the big question is, were those emotional interviews and podcast confessions just part of the act? Because if her own dad is calling her bluff on her childhood struggles, it definitely raises eyebrows. He said, "That's just another one of the malarkey stories she sold to the royal family for sympathy." Thomas Jr., who hasn't spoken to the Duchess in over a decade, told Talk TV. "We weren't poor. She didn't have to rub 2 nickels together at Sizzler's salad bar. The entire world knows how she treated her family, especially her father, who gave her everything. That's why nobody's buying it," he added. And just a few days before that, Meghan's half-brother, Thomas Markle Jr., also spoke out. He said the things Meghan shared in the show were nothing but malarkey, basically calling them fake or made up. 2 close family members coming out and saying the same thing? That's serious. This is a big problem for Meghan.
But I just found it absolutely stunningly boring. What about you?
Yeah, the first 5 minutes, it was just so bland and generic, and it looked like so much effort was made, like put into it to make it look bland.
So much of her public image is built on the idea that she had a hard life growing up. It's what made people connect with her. It made her seem real, like someone who had faced struggles just like everyone else. But now her own family is saying it's not true. They're making it sound like she made up those stories to get sympathy and attention from the public. Meghan hasn't responded directly to her father or brother. Instead, she's been busy promoting her show on Instagram, posting videos of fans trying out her recipes, and leaving sweet messages. She's clearly trying to focus on the positive, but the damage might already be done. Because this isn't just some internet rumor. These are her family members, people who were actually a part of her childhood, saying her stories don't match up. That kind of criticism is hard to ignore, and it makes people wonder what's real and what's not. When your story is built on people feeling sorry for you, Honesty is everything. And now that Meghan's own family is saying she hasn't been truthful, it's hard for fans to keep believing the version of her life she's been sharing. Sometimes, trying too hard to control the story ends up backfiring. And for Meghan, this might just be one of those times. After everything that has happened, Meghan Markle has been trying hard to fix how people see her. She even appeared in a postcard-style clip with Jamie Kern-Lima, getting emotional as she talked about her kids and her life, clearly hoping for some sympathy. But that didn't land the way she expected. People just weren't buying it.
I'm nurturing you and I see you so deeply, and I love being able to see your growth, and I'm just so proud of them.
So beautiful.
Oh, I don't know, I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, they're just it's just so great. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
Instead of kind words and support, the internet hit back hard. Meghan even tried to soften things by posting a throwback video on Instagram from her pregnancy days, probably thinking people would find it sweet and heartwarming. In the clip, she was seen dancing and twerking, clearly trying to show off a fun, carefree side. But that move didn't go as planned either. Instead of love, the video sparked even more backlash this time, dragging not just her, but her husband into the fire too.
Meghan Markle posted a bizarre video on her social media yesterday, which sent several people into absolute meltdown. It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time. I'm sorry, but I'm going to make you watch it.
Many thought the video looked too fake and too perfect, like it was made more for attention than to share real news. People didn't smile, they rolled their eyes. The video quickly went viral, but not in a good way. It felt too rehearsed and out of touch with real life, and most people just didn't like it.
She's waiting for she's twerking with the baby to try and make the baby come. This is to induce Elizabeth's birth. She's dancing in front of the camera.
Things got even worse after that. Since that video was posted, some of Meghan's business deals have started falling apart. Brands don't want to work with her right now, and some partnerships are being canceled or put on hold. People behind the scenes, like PR teams and investors, are calling this a full-on disaster. Meghan has faced criticism before, but this time it feels more serious. It's not just a few bad comments, it's like the public is turning its back on her completely. Even fans who used to defend her are now staying quiet or slowly stepping away.
But the minute you sign a $100 million deal with Spotify and now you're posting yourself twerking, this is getting worse, this video. She's getting lower by the minute. He's now playing with his groin. I think there is now sick essentially in my mouth. There is a little bit of sick just at the back.
And just when she needed something to go right, bad news came out about her show, With Love Meghan. Season 2 is reportedly facing delays and creative issues. Some people are even saying the whole project might get canceled. What was supposed to be a fresh start has turned into more stress. This all comes after years of Meghan working hard to rebuild her name after leaving the royal family. She had some big wins, big deals, media projects, and lots of attention. But in Hollywood, success doesn't last long if things go wrong. And right now, things aren't looking good. People in the industry are whispering what they were too afraid to say before. Meghan's name doesn't have the same spark it used to. It used to mean headlines and attention, but now it's starting to feel like bad news. The phones aren't ringing, the invites have slowed down. That's the reality she's facing. And let's be honest, it's not just about one video. That clip was just the final push. For a while now, people have been saying Meghan is everywhere, trying too hard to stay in the spotlight and acting a little out of touch. These days, people want honesty and realness, and Meghan's content doesn't always feel that way. Money is also on the line. Meghan has deals tied to her name, products, online content, brands, and more. Now those deals are at risk. Some insiders even say her net worth is taking a hit because of her recent choices. When she and Prince Harry left the royal family, they took a big risk. They wanted to build their own empire, and at first, it looked like it was working. But this latest drama is a reminder that in the world of fame, things can go downhill really fast. Some people in her circle are stepping back quietly. In the entertainment world, when people think you're too much trouble, they stop calling. Studios that once welcomed her are now keeping their distance. No one wants to get pulled into the mess. So what's next for Meghan? Can she make a comeback? Maybe, but only if she changes things. The same old strategy isn't working anymore. People can tell when something feels fake, and they don't want to stick around for that. The real problem isn't just one video, it's what that video revealed. That Meghan might be out of touch with the audience she's trying to reach. If she wants to win them back, she'll have to be more real, more honest, and a lot more relatable. Because right now, people just aren't buying what she's selling, and that's a dangerous spot to be in.
But in the meantime, Thomas Markle Sr. then says she's trying so hard to be perfect that she tenses up every time the camera is on her. Which is quite funny in a way, because her whole new brand of as ever, the fake as ever as I like to call it.
The truth is, Meghan has played many roles over the years. Actress, duchess, activist, mother, and entrepreneur. But somewhere along the way, those roles started to blur. The line between who she is and who she wants to be seen as has grown thinner by the day. That's why one overproduced pregnancy video or one emotional monologue isn't just a bad post, it becomes a statement on her entire brand. And unfortunately, the public is responding with eye rolls instead of applause. Her recent missteps haven't just dented her image, they've cracked it wide open. Major brands are reportedly backing away. Business deals are fizzling out. And even her much-hyped Netflix show is facing creative hiccups behind the scenes. In a town like Hollywood, where relevance is currency, this kind of turbulence can cost you everything, and Meghan knows it. But it's not just about the money or the media deals. The bigger issue? Credibility. That's the one thing she desperately needs right now, and the one thing her own family is working hard to strip away. When your father and brother go on record calling you a liar, when they accuse you of rewriting your past to gain sympathy, it stops being a family feud and becomes a public reckoning. Meghan built her post-royal brand on authenticity, resilience, and overcoming adversity. But if the foundation of that story starts to crumble, what's left? And yet, this could also be her wake-up call. The Meghan we've seen recently seems to be stuck in a feedback loop, one carefully curated, over-rehearsed pieces of content after another. But if she truly wants to stage a comeback, that strategy has to go. People don't want perfection, they want real. They want vulnerability that isn't wrapped in soft lighting and designer outfits. They want to see the woman behind the brand. This could be Meghan's opportunity to stop performing and start connecting. Imagine if she dropped the script, ditched the PR gloss, and told her story raw, unfiltered, and yes, even messy. She doesn't need another Netflix series to do that. She needs a reality check and maybe even a little humility. While even her own family has turned their backs and called her out, Meghan's standing at a pretty lonely crossroads. The big question now is what's next? Will she finally take a step back and try to fix the mess she's created, own up, switch gears, and maybe rebuild her image from a more honest place? Or will she stick to the same old script, posting, posing, and playing it cool with the I don't care attitude? Even if it means staying in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. At this point, it's not just about fame, it's about how far she's willing to go to stay in the spotlight. What do you think? Will Meghan change her tune or keep riding the chaos wave?